Journaling has absolutely changed my life, and I need to share the method that I've been using for quite literally the past 20 years. It has given me so much peace of mind, clarity, and hope for the future. I think that journaling is the way that you can leave a legacy for yourself while you're still alive. This is my journal from spring, summer of 2015. That's 10 years ago. It is 2025 right now. Because of my journaling habit, I remember everything. It has gotten me into the habit of setting aside time to process my emotions. And because of that, I feel like I don't have to process my emotions necessarily when they come up. And that can be a really, really handy thing to have in your back pocket when you are an emotional Pisces. So, I wanted to talk about my journaling method that has kept me consistent with journaling for 10 plus years and why it works for me and how it has been influencing my life. So let's get into it. Journaling is an imperfect art. And if you go into any type of journaling, whether it's art journaling, morning pages journaling, interstitial journaling, any scrapbook journaling, with any expectations of perfection, you are going to be let down. So this is the sauce. This is the secret sauce. You're going to want to first do a brain dump. Get your thoughts out. And this is where you're going to like talk about the boring stuff of your day, like just the normal rehashing the parts of your day that you want to remember. And this is where I personally like to pick the highlight of my day, and it's called the strawberry of my day. Actually, it's not. I was gonna try to just explain it without going into it, but I literally have strawberry of the day, like the acronym, tattooed on my arm. So I guess I should explain it. Um, a strawberry is basically the highlight, a good thing, a little sweet thing that is a good part of your day, even when the rest of your day is maybe not so sweet. And that started, but my friends and I started saying that a long time ago. I mean, like last year. And that's what I've been calling like this way of journaling since then, because it's just you go through your day, you choose like the highlight of your day, and then you embellish the page around that highlight. So here is a day that I toured a college apparently, and there's a little note underneath the note. This is what happens when I don't have my journal with me and I still need to journal. I will add a page in. I guess it happened on this page too. But I add in things from my life that are reminders of what has happened that day. This is when I auditioned for show choir, and that was my number, and it's my birthday number, 19. My birthday number. It's my birth date. Um, so I kept it, and I could honestly sit and go through my journal for hours. I love reading my entries from a year ago today, kind of like how Google Photos will give you a year ago today thing. It's like, remember this? I do it to myself. I Google Photos myself. Like, are you kidding me? This is from when I was 15. I'm 26 now. I haven't really like checked to make sure I'm not showing anything personal, but who cares? Like in the moment it feels so vulnerable to express yourself, to even to a journal sometimes. It feels like you have to perform, like you have to write for an audience, because it's hard to write and even speak just for yourself, to be yourself for yourself when you're not performing for anyone. I think we've talked about that on the podcast before. In the moment, it can feel very vulnerable to express yourself on paper and talk about what you're feeling. But looking back, it is never as big of a deal as you think it is. Oh my God, I can't emphasize this enough. Journaling gives you so much perspective. It will help you realize that the days do make up the weeks, which do make up the months, like your habits do influence your life. But the little things that matter on a day to day basis that are negative, that are annoyances, they're not even relevant enough to write about most of the time. And it makes you disregard them in your life more. So I do like to cycle through like phases of prompts that I kind of answer when I journal. This is weird. I've never like talked this out. So one of my favorite prompts is like writing from the perspective of my future self and writing down like, oh, today was a great day. I did this, I did that, I felt this way during this activity, like writing down to a T how I want my day to go, or week or month when I'm doing like a monthly review, or year if it's the New Year's. But writing as if it's already happened. I find that to be a really powerful form of manifestation. Oh, don't even get me started on manifestation and journaling. I manifested the hell out of my life in 2024. Oh, I should go grab that journal. I really should. I will later because I want to say other stuff. I feel like you could tell that I started that video like a month ago because my hair is longer, but I do want to get into what journaling actually does for you, what the benefits are. So, number one, it gives you a space and a place to process your emotions, not when they're actually happening. I know I mentioned that briefly in the first part, but when you are feeling something really big coming up and you know you're going to have to deal with it, thinking, okay, I can write about this later instead of trying to process it all at once is such a helpful thing. Number two, it helps you recognize your own patterns. Journaling can kind of help you call yourself out on your own bullshit and make you realize that you complain about or procrastinate on or don't do the same things like whenever you say you're going to do them. And it can be humbling. It can be humbling to realize that you're writing the same thing again. But it can also spark behavior change, which it has done for me in the past. Number three, journaling closes open loops in your head. And by open loops, I mean things that you've kind of been backburnering, like, I don't know, what do I have to, like, get this person for their birthday? Or something to plan for an upcoming trip. I don't know, like, whatever it is, it's kind of floating in the back of your mind. You can have a place to capture that. And I think that that is very beneficial, especially for my digital journaling girls. That is where you can put like reminders and set notifications to go off. I'm talking about Notion. But when you write something down, you cognitively offload it. Like you take it out of your brain and put it onto paper. And even if it's still something that you need to address or do, you can do that at a designated time and place at your journaling time. And number four, journaling reminds you that you are constantly evolving and that it is okay to have different eras. It is okay to change and to notice that, I guess I don't do that thing anymore that I used to do all the time. It can help you become more self-aware about some of those, not patterns, but life changes. So, those are some benefits of journaling. Now I want to talk about practically how to make journaling easier, because I know a lot of people struggle with the consistency aspect of it. And putting in the reps is kind of my spiel. Like, consistency is key to everything. But practical tips for journaling more: keep a pen and pencil. I have them right here. This is my little journal, like, notebook or bookmark. Keep a pen and pencil with your journal so that you don't have an excuse of, I don't have a pen, I'm running around looking for one. I know, silly tip, but it has made a difference to keep this on my journal. Do not buy a new journal until you've filled the one that you have. Do not buy a new journal until you fill the one that you have. I'm telling myself, because I used to be so bad at that, and it would make the inconsistency feeling so much worse when I had a bunch of half-written in journals laying around. Just know that it's going to be messy when you go into it. Know that it's going to be imperfect, and that it won't be cohesive all the time. But it is what it is, and it's beautiful for what it is. And lastly, put reminders in your calendar, phone, whatever it is, to do a bigger review. So like a monthly review or a yearly review where you go in and read old entries that is where I get the most out of reflection, is going, oh my God, I can't believe I put someone else in charge of my emotions in this way for so long. Or like, it just helps you calibrate what you want to adjust for the next month from what you're currently doing. And honestly, yeah, that's all I'll say for that. But next practical tip is to ritualize your journaling. So whether that is putting a little time timer on, putting a certain candle on, sitting in a certain spot, playing a certain song. Don't romanticize journaling as something that has to be a perfect, dear diary, today I did this, this, and this. No, don't romanticize it, ritualize it, make it something that you can return to with ease and that fits into your life naturally. So I think the biggest takeaways from my life of journaling have been the fact that I get to witness myself grow. And it's a beautiful thing to see things start to fade out of your writing, problems start to fade away, and new exciting things start to fade in. And it's a beautiful way to capture how you're doing at life. Give yourself a little report card by writing down your strawberry every day, and realize that a lot of the things that happen during the day do not matter at all in the long run. So it's not even worth worrying about them, like, enough to write them down. So that has given me a lot of perspective. And those are my practical tips for journaling. High key recommend, not low key at all. High key recommend journaling. Start now, start in October, start on a Wednesday, start in the middle of the day. You don't have to wait till 8 a.m. on a Monday in the new year to get a new habit going. So that's my spiel. Go get yourself a journal that you like. I love the lay flat ones. And just start. Write yourself a note that says, this isn't going to be perfect, this is going to be messy, but I'm doing it anyway. And let that be your disclaimer in your journal. That's something I actually do. And remember that the goal isn't perfection, the goal is progress, and the goal is presence. So take that for what you will, and